Here is the most controversial truth about type 2 diabetes. Eliminating all carbohydrates is not the answer to reverse type 2 diabetes. Sure, a low-carb diet will improve your blood sugars. You will get better results. You will get better fasting blood glucose, better A1C, better glycemic control. But those are all measurements of how much glucose is in your bloodstream at any given point in time. Having perfect blood glucose on paper doesn't mean that you have fixed the root problem that caused type 2 diabetes in the first place. The root problem is insulin resistance. This is the name of the condition that is making you carbohydrate intolerant. So, in other words, type 2 diabetes is a condition of impaired glucose metabolism, a condition that makes you carbohydrate intolerant. So here's the point that I want to get across. A low-carb diet doesn't make you more carbohydrate tolerant. So in other words, a low-carb diet is not reversing the root problem behind type 2 diabetes. It simply is lowering your blood glucose because you're not eating carbohydrates. However, the root problem is still there, insulin resistance. And I know that I'm gonna get a lot of angry comments in this video saying, when I follow a low-carb diet, my insulin levels don't spike, which is making me more insulin sensitive, and I am reversing insulin resistance. But that is simply not true. If you were more insulin sensitive and you had reversed insulin resistance on a low-carb diet, then you will be able to eat whole grains, vegetables, fruits again without experiencing blood glucose spikes. In other words, your cells are still not responding to insulin correctly. And you have been brainwashed to think that high insulin levels is the problem, when the problem is actually at a cellular level. The reason why your insulin levels and glucose levels are high is because the problem started at a cellular level first. And here's the best part. Both schools of thought, low-carb advocates and plant-based advocates, agree that insulin resistance starts because of an accumulation of lipid droplets inside of your cells, which leads to lipotoxicity, which interferes with the insulin signaling inside of the cell. But no, a high-carb diet didn't cause this. And a high-fat diet didn't cause it either. Excess amounts of both macronutrients is what led to this problem in the first place. And the sources of those macronutrients is as important as the amount that you're consuming.